for the past hour and a half, and for the next 20 minutes is John Carro. And you were actually, John, here for a great deal of last week when we presented this trial on Court TV. What is your reaction to this very halting conclusion?
Well, I think mine and probably the rest of the country was a sigh of relief that this case would put out of its misery. From the start, I mean, it started out very compelling. It was an interesting subject. Mrs. Matei broke down. It was a very real situation. You got the sense that she was reliving that trauma in the parking lot. But from then on, it just unraveled. And you said to yourself, I said to myself, you know, why bring this case? Why is this case still going on? And it should be dismissed.
Now, if the judge threw out this case after hearing all the plaintiff's evidence, why not throw it out beforehand? At least many people were saying this case should never be in trial to begin with.
Interestingly enough, Disney made the motions. And, you know, it depends on the personality of the judge. Some judges feel, let the case go to the jury. They're not going to preempt that. Certainly on the false imprisonment claim, the intentional infliction of emotional distress.
What was the false imprisonment claim? That's when they said they were held against their will and by security.
The evidence just didn't back that up.
The negligence
they were helping
claim.
them.
Yeah.
They brought in Mickey to see the kids. They were making phone calls in and out. They brought in a trauma response team.
Yeah.
So that I think there was ample evidence on where this case was going to be at the end of the plaintiff's case. Well before, in the deposition testimony, this judge could have dismissed those claims. The security issue, I think he probably had to see what the plaintiff was going to actually prove at trial.
But in the end, he allowed all the issues to go to trial, at least partially, and then he ruled in favor of the defense motion for what's called a non-suit, and threw out the entire case, all claims. Right. How unusual is that?
That's very unusual. At the end of every case I've ever been on, there's always a motion by the defense to dismiss the case, non-suit. In New York, we call it for a directed verdict, but it's never granted.
Yeah, or here, if it is granted, sometimes just in part.
Very small parts, which you know going in that you probably were going to lose those issues. But to have the entire case thrown out in this situation, that's very rare.
All right. Well, so the case came to a very quick, drastic conclusion for now, at least.